What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys, with a brand new review for Love After Lockup, you guys. This is season 5, episode number 44. I think this episode is titled. This episode is titled Red Flags and White Dresses. Now, before we go ahead and get into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and have me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this episode of Love After Lockup, shall we? All right, you guys. I don't even know where we start up with this episode, so I know I want to start up with the people who, in my personal opinion, didn't give the most in this episode. But yeah, let's go ahead and start up with God. Who do I want to start up with? With the worst. This episode, there are two couples in this episode that I really want to see, and one of them you guys already know who it is. The other couple, I don't know where we start up with. I guess we can start up with Melissa and Louis and then work. Yeah, let's start up with them. So Melissa and Louis. So you guys remember that Louis bought that ring last week's episode where I think Louis got, but okay, neither here nor there. So we see Louis, because Louis is on his way to go out to, celebrate Melissa's dad's birthday with her sister, right? Now, this not the sister that had the locks on her head, is it? I don't remember. But so we see Louis. Louis has that ring, and it's not in a ring box. He put it in the thing that his teeth being. I said, ew, Louis, that is nasty. Like, sir, if I were to see this on TV and see that you put my engagement ring in the same thing that you put your teeth in, no, sir. So we see Melissa and her sister, so they're out shopping for a gift for their dad, right? And the sister asked Melissa, like, does dad know that you're bringing Louis with us? And she was like, no, but at this point, she feels like everybody should be okay with Louis. And I was like, well, I hate to agree with Melissa, but she's right. I mean, she's been with this guy for a minute now, and he's been out of prison for a while now. So y'all ain't really got much of a choice but to accept Louis at this point. So it is really what the hell it is, and it's going to be what it's going to be, right? So Louis is saying that he wants to ask Melissa's dad for her hand in marriage. So he wants to go the traditional route, and I don't have a problem with that. The only problem I have with this is, why are you asking Melissa to marry you? I would prefer to see Louis with anybody else but Melissa, because I just don't think that Melissa is a good fit for him. She's an insecure woman, and she even mentioned that in this episode about her past relationships, and it's like, ma'am, you're projecting. So because your last exes that you were with did you wrong, you're just assuming that Louis would do something wrong. Like that. You need to go seek therapy. You need to do something to fix yourself and figure out why you have these issues that you have, right? So we see as they went to, celebrate the dad's birthday, gave the dad a gift where he can plant a girlfriend and watch it grow, right? Then, Melissa and her sister, they stepped outside. I feel like this was planned by production. I just really feel like this was planned by production so that Louis could have a conversation with the dad and ask the dad for Melissa's hand in marriage. And the dad said that, he gave his permission to ask Melissa for her, to marry him. Good luck to you, Louis. So then later in the episode, we see as Melissa and Louis, she's taking a bath. And before she got in the bath, she was looking at Louis' social media. And remember, Louis is training, right? So what did you want this man to do? Just train men? Like, she's feeling no way about him training women. I was like, girl, how you think he's gonna get his money? How you think he's gonna make any kind of money? Most men, I mean, there are men that will get trainers, but for the most part, men are pretty. If you are already into fitness and stuff, there may be some people who get trainers, but for the most part, you don't see too many unless it's like I said, it's somebody who is up in age or at a certain weight and they want to lose weight. But most times you see men training, you see trainers, even with the women, even with women trainers, you see them mostly with women clientele. You don't, I mean, but again, you do see them training men, but it's more women than it is men. But okay, whatever. But she has an issue with it. I'm like, girl, if he's bringing home money, what you concerned about? Then when he got home, she gaslit the hell out of him, making it seem like she has an issue with the fact that he's bringing home pizza for dinner. Girl, if y'all on a budget, if y'all ain't got the money like that, if y'all ain't got the funds like that, you ain't mad about the motherfucking pizza because he said y'all go out. You ain't. My bad, you guys, ran out of memory. But Melissa, what you really mad about it is your insecurities and thinking Louis is talking to other women. That's all it is. Nothing less, nothing more. Moving on from Melissa and Louis. Let's get to the couple that I don't want to talk about. Bianca and Daniel. So, oh God. Bianca and Daniel. There is some issues on her part, right? I think one, this girl hasn't dealt with what happened with her in the accident that she almost lost her life. I think she also hasn't dealt with the fact that she was pregnant and lost that baby. So I want her to go seek some therapy expeditiously, right? Because you're lashing out, you're doing these things that don't make logical sense to anybody, right? So the next morning, remember, Daniel slept on the couch after them getting into it the night before. So she went in there and, she said, oh, well, I had a bad day and I wanted to drink. Again, Bianca, you got a problem and you need to go seek therapy for it, right? And she said she didn't want to trigger him, but she said she feels like he led her on and she doesn't have a ring. I was like, girl, run that back. You don't have a ring, but this man just got out of prison a few days ago. Where do you think he's going to come up with the money to go get you a ring from? Answer that question. Do you want him to go steal a ring and go back to prison because you want a ring? Bianca gets on my nerves. Literally and figuratively. Like, girl, where the fuck was he going to get a ring from? And he's only been out for 2 days. Get the hell out of my face with this. So then she brought up the coffee situation again. I was like, I know you're playing with me. The coffee thing again, Bianca, the coffee. Like Daniel said, you got 2 working legs. Get your behind up. Go get you some coffee. If that's what you want to drink, go get the damn coffee yourself. So then she's like, he's on a power trip. A power trip? No, beloved, you're on a power trip. Because you use that against him, right? The fact that, oh, I've done this, oh, I've done that for you, but you can't go get me a cup of coffee. You were the one that was on a power trip, right? Not him. Not him, not him, not him, but you. So at this point, I was like, I want these 2 to break up. If these 2 do not break up by the season finale, actually I want them to break up before the season finale. That's all I really want. So he was trying to talk to her. I will give Bianca a point in this situation when he raised his voice at her. I'll give her that. Like, don't raise your voice at me. Like, you ain't got to do that to get your point across. Now, you were over talking him, but that's still not an excuse for him raising his voice at you, right? Bianca, again, let go of the coffee situation because now she's saying that that's like a red flag to her. Him not getting you some coffee is a red flag? Do you not know what red flags are? Red flags are things that you should not ignore. Just because the man can get up and get you some coffee, that does not constitute a red flag. Things that are going to be problems in the relationship. Again, him not getting up to get you no damn coffee is not a red flag. Now, Daniel, the fact that you said you don't want to do dishes and all that kind of stuff, so say what now? You the one that made the mess, not me. Clean it up. That's nasty. But okay, both of them can go for me. Quite honestly, I can deal without both Bianca and Daniel. So we see as Daniel left to go meet up with his cousin, and Bianca called her friend to complain. I was like, Bianca, everything that you're complaining about is on you. Minus everything is on you. Minus Daniel yelling at you, right? But him not getting you the coffee, that's stupid. That you are upset about that. You moving yourself from Florida up to Arizona, you the dumb fool that did that. If he didn't ask you to do it, what you do it for? Daniel and his cousin, so they met up, right? And the cousin said that Bianca admitted to having a drinking problem. I was like, I think we all knew that she had a drinking problem. She's just delusional and she just wants to drink. Like, there's a problem. I believe that you knew that your friend that had the accident, I think you knew that she was drunk. I think y'all both were drunk, and it was just a matter of who's the drunker, who's drunker. Is that a word? Who's the drunk? Who's more drunk? No. Who's the most inebriated, right? I think that was the question between you and her, and I guess the friend said, well, you more impaired than I am. Still stupid. Like, y'all couldn't call for a goddamn Uber? Leave the car where it is and just call an Uber. Then he also brought up the fact that, Bianca talked about their sex life. I couldn't be bothered to give a damn. It is what it is. I do agree with that. It shouldn't have been a conversation that she had with him. It was so weird. And that man got a ring on his finger. So I don't know why you bringing it up to him. I wouldn't have even entertained it, but okay, whatever. Let's move on to the next couple, you guys. All right, you guys, now we're just going to go down the line of delusional. Justine and Michael. So you guys remember in last week's episode that Justine was having a conversation with her daughter, Kylie, about being the guardian to Santana and Bentley. No, ma'am, we don't do that. Like, that's not something that you ask your 19-year-old daughter who is just starting to live her life to then say, oh, I'm going to be an instant mother to my siblings. Girl, no, ma'am. Absolutely not. Like, that's selfish as hell, Justine. And I hope you know that. And I want you to know that is selfish. Beyond selfish. But, Justine going to do what Justine wants to do. And that's all I got to say about that. But that is very, very selfish to ask your 19-year-old daughter to do some shit like that. So then we see, like I said in this episode, we see them as they are going to meet up with an attorney so that they can talk about the whole last will and testament. And Michael, they're sitting there talking. Justine is talking about, she doesn't want to be resuscitated. If there's, I get what she's saying. If there's no chance of her surviving, but girl, I think we're going a little bit extreme. I think we're going a little bit extreme. Maybe not. You guys will tell me what you think in the comments section, right? But I do also still feel that Justine is being very selfish, whereas she thinks she's being selfless. It's like, no, ma'am, you're not being selfless. You actually are, in fact, being selfish, and especially in the fact that you want for Kylie to assume the guardian role of Santana and Bentley. That's disrespectful to that young girl. So you want her to abruptly change up her life. Again, she's 19 years old, freshly in college, having the time of her life, and you want her to be like, oh, well, let me drop out. Because at that point, she probably would have to drop out of college. Let me drop out of college and get a job so I can take care of me and my brothers. Like, Justine, that's selfish. Selfish. Not selfless. Selfish. So Michael got pissed off and he was like, Kylie? Like, that's not a smart decision. I was like, there's something we agree on, Michael, that is not a smart decision to want Kylie to basically raise the kids. Like, girl, get the hell out of here, Justine. No, ma'am. That's not right to Kylie. Like y'all got y'all's daughters who have more sense than y'all trying to be second mothers to your young kids. No, Justine. This is why you and Michael should have thought about it, having another baby. Like y'all really should have thought about that instead of just going through the throes of having, unprotected sex. And now y'all have to figure out what to do in the unfortunate event of something happening. Like I can't with these two. Y'all are kids. Y'all are the kids. Your kids have more sense than you two do. But that's that for Justine and Michael. If there's anything else that you guys want to discuss with those two, leave it down in the comment section below. And so I said we on a train of delusions. Let's go on up to more delusional, because Teenie and Rob, the delusions, right? Because it's delusions, but I also have follow-up questions too when it comes to Teenie and Rob. So we see Rob as he's getting ready for work, right? The question that I have is, Rob and Teenie keep saying that Rob makes less money now in the free world than he did when he was in prison. And I still run the question back, like, what was he doing in prison? I know Rob says he would go to the poker table and can win between $5,000 and $7,000. How? And again, I know that money not taxed at all in prison? Like y'all ain't doing no kind of taxation. Then he also have a shoe business with his brother. Like, what happened to the shoe business? Something tell me something ain't adding up with these two. I don't know what the hell it is, but something ain't adding up. 2 plus 2 ain't equaling 4 for me. You know what I'm saying? That's all I have to say on that front. The math ain't really mathing. So we see as Teenie went down to his job to take him lunch, right? So while they're there, he's talking to Teenie about his CDL and how it can cost about $5,500. And so he was like, again, the money ain't money. But he tells Teenie that she may need to get a second job. And she was like, well, I can do that. And I was like, can you really? She's like, yeah, I can get a job, probably in about 2 weeks. I was like, girl, 2 weeks? Where are you finna apply it? Where are you applying for a job at that you're gonna get it in 2 weeks? But hey, if she says she can get a job in 2 weeks, then she can get a job in 2 weeks. I sincerely doubt it. But if you can get a job in 2 weeks, good luck to you, right? What else happened? So later in the episode, we see them, and Rob is talking to Teenie about, the water park. And she revealed to him that she paid $250 for that pass. I was like, $250? That was a flat fee? You couldn't ask them to deduct it from your debit card every month for a year at like maybe $15, $20 instead of the whole $250? I mean, okay, hey, if you wanted to do it, you want to do it. Rob, however, feels like, he don't feel. He says, didn't we discuss that, if you had any purchases that were over $100, that we would talk about it before you made the purchase? And she's like, well, Rob, I'll get a job in 2 weeks. I was like, girl, again, you keep saying you'll get a job in 2 weeks. What that mean in present day? Because present day, y'all ain't got that $250. So I don't know what that means. I'm just kind of confused, beloved. Hella confused. Beyond confused. What that mean, Teenie? You'll get a job in 2 weeks, but y'all need the money today. Today. Not tomorrow, but today. But okay, Teenie, hey, it's your world. We just living in it, right? We just living in your world, girlfriend. So then they got into it with each other. And she hit him with well, if I'm going to get a job in 2 weeks, then I'm going to need you to find a tattoo artist in 2 weeks to get rid of that ugly ass tattoo. I was like, I ain't mad at you because I'm still confused about that white woman that is on his arm. But okay, Teenie, you ain't really got much of a leg to stand on. because again, this is more money going out the household. But I mean, y'all do what y'all want to do. A lot of things y'all saying and doing don't make a whole hell of a lot of sense to me, but it is what it is, right? That's all we got with Teeny and Rob. If y'all want to drop down in the comment section and leave your thoughts below, feel free to do so, right? Next up, you guys, let's go over to Brittany and Key Rock. I have a few questions when it comes to Brittany and Key. Well, yeah, I have a lot of questions, right? So you guys remember that Brittany and Key Rock, they can't go to Texas. Well, Brittany can't go to Texas because they're not, Texas is not accepting her. And remember, they're staying in a government assistant hotel, right? So they moved out of that hotel and into one of their friends' place, Coffee, right? We met Coffee before. Coffee, that apartment, cluttered with a lot of shit. I was like, oh God, I wouldn't even be able to sleep there. Nothing personal against your Coffee, but your apartment was just a hot ass mess. It was a lot of shit in that apartment. I was like, my God, today. So we see Brittany and Key Rock as they went to go out, right? And Key Rock is letting us know that at this current time with their finances, Key Rock is taken from his savings because he's not working. And, I guess he has a job lined up in Houston. So if they can't get to Houston, then they're really tapping into his savings, and they ain't gonna be able to make it much longer, right? So then they talk about their finances, and when they said how much their rent was in Houston, $1,400 for an apartment, I was like, are y'all staying in the hood? Because $1,400 in Houston, that don't sound right. That don't sound right to me. Like, what kind of apartment do y'all got? But okay, again, I would be curious to see this apartment in Houston. So after that, they left. Well, no, before that, they were talking about the potential of them eloping. I was like, well, that's not a bad idea if they eloped, right? Because then it would prove to the judge that they are, in fact, related. So later in the episode, we see as Brittany was out with her friend. Now, to me, the friend was giving hater vibes, talking about Key Rock sounds controlling. I was like, it's not really controlling. It's trying to find a solution to this issue that they have where Brittany is being denied being denied. And Key Rock has come up with a solution. He thought he had a solution there first with the payment plan. That didn't work out. So now he's trying to say, well, let's go and do the thing of let's get married to each other. It's a solution. It ain't really. Now, y'all know I've said I thought Key Rock is controlling, but in this particular situation, I didn't see anything controlling with Key Rock. I just thought that the friend was coming off as a hater. My personal opinion. You guys can tell me what you think, right? So Key Rock and Brittany and her friend, they're going wedding dress shopping. Now she said she wanted to stick under $600. I was like, girl, then you should have went to Dress Barn. You should have went to JCPenney's. You should have went to Dillard's. You should have went somewhere else besides this, what looks like a boutique. It looked like a boutique wedding shop. But okay, girl, if that's what you want to do, this is what you want to do. I ain't got nothing else to say. So we see Key Rock. Now, I will say, Key Rock, I do kind of have a little bit of a side eye for you because once y'all not telling y'all's family, but then you called your mama to tell your mama, but then it went to voicemail, so you didn't really tell her. But I was like, Key Rock, now didn't we just talk, like you were just talking about this, but whatever. But yeah, you guys, feel free to tell me what you guys think when it comes to Brittany and Key Rock. Oh, but before we end with Brittany and Key Rock, so Brittany called her PO. Now, this is the only thing that I will give the friend a little bit of credit for, because the friend was like, girl, why don't you call your PO and ask your PO, will this work? So Brittany did call the PO, and the PO says, you should be cautious about this, right? Because Texas could look at this and think that you guys are trying, they could have a little suspicion with this, that you guys are trying to fraud them and say that you guys are family when you guys aren't actually family. So the PO advised Brittany not to get married to Key Rock. And I was like, very interesting, right? But you the attorney, I'm not, so it is what it is, you guys. And lastly, you guys, let's talk about, what I should have put Kim and Joey with delusional people. Because the delusions with this woman. So Kim and Tatum, they went wedding dress shopping as well, right? This is her third marriage. I was like, girl, you shopping for a wedding dress for a third marriage? No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Take your ass down to the dress barn. Take your ass anywhere. You done had a wedding dress twice. What the fuck you need a wedding dress for the third time? Inquiring minds would love to know. Your family done saw you getting married now twice. It ain't nothing new under the sun, unless you finna do a whole acrobatic, somersault, all that kind of shit at the wedding in this dress. If you finna flip, unless you finna flip down the aisle, hit a split, do a cartwheel, trapeze and all that kind of stuff. Unless you finna do something spectacular, like you going to the circus, girl, what the fuck you need a wedding dress for the third time? So Tatum is apologizing to Kim for what happened at the engagement party. I was like, well, Tatum, I don't necessarily know if you owe her 100% an apology, but okay. I mean, you did kind of make that a little bit about yourself, but I don't think you was lying about what happened with Joey, right? I think Joey did whistle at her, made her uncomfortable. But I mean, maybe she do owe her a slight apology. And when I say slight, my fingers are together. So Kim tries on the wedding dresses. I will be honest, they were pretty on her. She looked very beautiful in her wedding dresses. But again, girl, this is the third time that you're getting married. So why? Then she hit me and Tatum with a double whammy, like whop whop. Because she was like, well, guess what? I was like, what, girl? She said, I'm not divorced yet. I said, say what now? Me and Tatum both said, say what now? She's like, yeah, Now, here's the thing, Kim. You thought after a year it was just like, girl, what? Huh? I was so confused as to what she was saying. I was like, girl, you didn't go seek legal advice. And Tatum was like, girl, you're gonna have to go see an attorney Monday. I was like, huh? Kim. So no divorce filings has taken place. Like, you can go through a divorce without getting an attorney, but have you filed for divorce? Have you filed for separation? Have you filed for anything? Well, it sounds like she ain't done shit but sat on her ass. I was like, Kim is something special. So then Tatum asked her, girl, why are we here shopping for a dress? She's like, I'm still getting married, but not today, not tomorrow, or not next month. It's gonna be a while before you get married. So again, why are you shopping for a wedding dress and you ain't divorced from the last husband, right? Then she's talking about the stuff with Joey and her son. She doesn't know how this is gonna affect her divorce or her child. I was like, well, you didn't think about that when you were... Now, we remember, now, I don't know which ex-husband she was in a relationship with when she got pregnant with her first son. Well, either her second son. Because, y'all remember, we saw, now mind you, the man's face is blurred out, but their second husband, which I think is supposed to be her youngest son's dad, that second husband, just from the pictures, I ain't saying that he is a black man, but he looks like a black man. He looks like a black man, or he looked like he could be biracial. And Kim's kids are white. Kim's kids are white. So I don't know who again, like I said, from that picture, that man looked like he had a tint to his skin. The second husband. Now the first husband, I don't know. Oh wait, no. Because Kim done said so much stuff about her relationships. Because I remember she said the husband was cheating on her, right? She slept with Joey and got pregnant. But I don't know if this is the first husband or the second husband. But I'm pretty positive the second husband is supposed to be the father of this current baby. I don't know. Again, nothing makes sense when it comes to Kim. And nothing, and I mean nothing, makes sense with Kim, right? So Tatum is telling her, girl, when you gonna tell Joey? She's like, Well, we have a date night, but you know, it's supposed to be date night. Girl, date night needs to be interrupted before y'all do it before y'all go on the date night. Well, hell, if oh God, I can't with Kim. It's a lot with Kim, and she makes no sense. Like, ma'am, stop thinking with your, because the thing is, the problem with Kim is you think with your vagine a lot. But that's it, you guys. Did I get every couple? So we had Justine and Michael, Brittany and Kirok, Melissa and Louie, Teeny and Rob, Kim and Joey, and Bianca and Daniel. So we got everybody. Yeah, you guys do know that WeTV. See, here's the thing, real quick, before we get off here. WeTV, y'all should really just make these separate shows. Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup, Love During Lockup, because Love During Lockup comes back in December. Y'all know that's not my favorite of the Love After Lockup. That's my least favorite. But it do like we're gonna see some delusional couples. It look like one of them might be a doctor. Look like we might be getting a doctor. I was like, I know you fucking lying. Are you desperate? Are you delusional? Well, you gotta be to be on this show. But that's it, you guys. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, share the video, you guys, and until the next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.